NNormal Tomir. I bought this shoe by mistake. A friend recommended that I buy a normal shoe, and I went, I bought this one, I sent him a picture, and he replied back, "You bought the wrong one." This shoe was developed by Kilian Jornet, and he developed this shoe, or at least he was part of the development. I doubt he crunched the numbers and drew up the design on the computer, but at least he gave his input on the making of this shoe. This shoe was purchased last year, and I used it on the Altavia 2, which, if you know anything about the Altavias, especially the 2 Altavia, would tell you everything you need to know about this shoe. And it performed with great aplomb. It was an amazing shoe, exactly what I needed for a course like the Altavia 2. I would not say that this shoe is a running shoe. I would say it's a shoe that you can run in, but it's a great multi-purpose shoe. For the Altavia, it was the perfect shoe because it could do everything. It could scramble, it could do via ferratas, it could even, like sidestep up glacial terrain, it could run. It was just a great all-arounder. A one quiver shoe, if you want to say. I compared a lot to the La Sportiva Mutant, but I would say this runs a little bit better than the La Sportiva. The downside to this shoe is that when I very first bought it and I took it out for its initial run, it felt like I was wearing wooden clogs. It made my legs very tired. And so there is a break-in period for these shoes, but once you have broken these shoes in, they are a great trail shoe. Maybe that's the word I should use to describe this. This is a great trail shoe. Now there's a new version of this shoe coming out, so why would I talk about this one? Because you can get this one on sale, and I think it's well worth the money that it currently costs. I did put an insole in it after I did the wooden clog run. I put a custom insole in it in the hopes of kind of making it feel a little bit better. But after about 50 miles in Italy, it broke in and performed so well. It's got this weird asymmetrical lacing system that seemed to work. It also has 8 millimeters of drop. I bought the US 10 and the European 44. And in the description below, I've left details as to the size of my foot and my last width and everything, so you can compare it to that. I thought it fit really well. I put 305 miles on this shoe, and only now is it starting to show some of the wear and tear that you would expect from the constant beating I gave them. First of all, this part's coming off, which isn't uncommon for most trail running shoes. You also have, I have a hole developing here on the tread, and the tread itself is a Vibram, which Vibram, I mean, come on, it's like glue on rock. And then on the other shoe, if I remember, the tread is kind of coming off of the shoe in a couple spots. And I don't know if that's an issue, I don't know if that's something to be concerned about, but I've learned that once your shoe starts falling apart, it's time to retire it, because the last thing you want to do is rip off an important component of a trail running shoe while way out in the woods. The one thing I noticed that this shoe did not do well is it didn't really seem to handle snow very well. When it started to snow here at the end of fall, beginning of winter, I took it out for a couple runs and I was slipping all over the place. Granted, I did work down the tread with about 250 miles of running, but it really did not perform very well in the snow.